Do you have to write a cover letter when submitting a job application? Of course not. No one is forcing you. But if you want to increase your chances for an interview, then yes, yes you do. And in today's post, I'm going to make it really easy for you to write a great cover letter in just 3 steps. Hi, I'm Laverne McKinnon, and welcome to the Moonshot Mentor community. If you're navigating a career transition, whether you're stepping up or getting started or making a pivot, you're in the right place. I'm a career strategist and a grief recovery specialist, and I love to help people going through career changes sort through all of that noise spiritually, strategically, and tactically, so you can make moves that actually feel aligned to the things that are most important to you. Now, there's never a need to go it alone. We can find your next move together. And if you enjoy this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's a win-win for both of us. Okay, jumping in with a stat. JobScan found that including a cover letter increased interview rates by 3.5 times, which is a lot. And studies have shown that over 80% of hiring managers read them, and 60% of applications actually require one. But if you need a little bit more inspiration to write that cover letter, think of it like this. A cover letter is lighter fluid to charcoal. A cover letter is the boarding pass that gets you on the plane. A cover letter is the trailer that makes you want to see the movie. And honestly, in a world of AI-driven applications and ATS filters, a cover letter is your chance to sound human and make a direct connection. So what is a cover letter? A cover letter is a short document. It's about 300 words, and it accompanies your resume. It's typically 3 clean paragraphs, an opening introduction, a middle supporting story section, and an enthusiastic closing. And I'm going to break each of those down. Now, here's the thing though, it should not repeat your resume. It should expand upon it. So if your resume is the dish, your cover letter is the seasoning that makes it memorable. Yes, I am seriously having fun with these metaphors. Okay, the joy of a cover letter is that it provides context, addresses potential gaps or weaknesses, demonstrates genuine interest in the company, and shows your awesome personality. Now, here's the key insight, though, that takes a good letter to great. It's not about you. It's about them and how you make their life easier, their team stronger, and their goals more achievable. Now that you've wrapped your head around what a cover letter really is, here's how to actually write one. Start with research on the company and the hiring manager. Why? Because you can't write what you don't know. Remember how I said that the cover letter is about them and being able to address their needs and problems? You need to do supplemental research in addition to knowing that job description in and out so you can write to their pain points. It is truly amazing what you can find through searching the web, but I want to encourage you, don't rely on AI because unfortunately it makes so many errors, especially as it relates to research. You can learn about the company through their website, press releases, and social media. And if at all possible, talk to someone who works there. Most of my clients actually use LinkedIn to find even like a 4th, 5th, or 6th connection, that degree of separation contact, and they have really good results. Oh, and don't rely too heavily on Glassdoor because anonymous reviews tend to skew negative. Before you start writing, jot down 1-sentence answers to these questions. What problem does this role solve? How do my skills directly address those problems? And what keywords or skills should I include to align with the posting? Once you've got those 3 questions answered, you're totally prepared to draft a cover letter. So let's take a look at those 3 steps, starting with the opening paragraph, which is going to focus on the company challenge. So like a great first date, the best openings show you're paying attention. Start with them, not you. Demonstrate you understand their challenges, then connect yourself as the solution. And I'm going to give you some examples of this, so this doesn't just sound theoretical. We're going to get really practical too. That middle paragraph is super important. You're going to prove that you can do the job through a story. So this is your highlight reel, not the whole game tape. So you're going to tell a short story about how you solved a similar problem to the one that you've identified that the job is supposed to solve. Now, you want to use specific accomplishments and measurable outcomes and show your personality and enthusiasm. Employers consistently say they want both. And now you're going to bring it at home with an enthusiastic final paragraph. Your close should show you're a person of action. So instead of generic, "Thank you so much for your consideration," suggest a next step. Think of it like the final chord in a song. It should resolve and leave them wanting more. Wow, I've gotten really teeny tiny in this box, but I promise it's worth it because you're going to see before and afters of the opening, middle, and ending cover letter. So I learned by example. So let's take these concepts and bring them to life by converting a weak cover letter into a strong one. So we're going to start with an opening paragraph. Let's read this out loud. Dear hiring manager, I am writing to apply for the marketing coordinator position. I have 5 years of experience in marketing and am highly motivated, detail-oriented, and a hard worker. I am confident I would be a great asset to your company. Okay, this is solid, but it's also generic because it doesn't really have any specifics. So now I'm going to show you a revision of that same opening for your cover letter. And if you can, use and research the hiring manager's name because that personalization makes a big difference. You're going to identify the company's challenge, and then you're going to explain your value proposition, which is going to tee up that middle paragraph. Dear hiring manager's name, so Dear Alyssa, I've noticed your team at NextGen is working hard to stand out in a crowded digital market. Keeping your brand top of mind isn't easy. That's where I can help. I specialize in creating content strategies that cut through the noise, connect with audiences, and turn attention into measurable growth. So notice how, using the hiring manager's name, Dear Alyssa, you're talking about what the problem is for the company and what makes you unique in terms of being able to address that problem. Okay, next, here's a weak middle section that offers up no proof and is focused on skills and responsibilities without impact or outcome. I have many skills that would make me a good candidate for this position. I am experienced in social media, content writing, and SEO. I work well with others and am eager to learn new things. Okay, now the really great, awesome, specific, unique, story-based middle paragraph. What you won't see in my resume is how I approach the work. When our last product launch was at risk of stalling, I coordinated between design, sales, and analytics to quickly reframe the campaign around customer insights. The pivot not only salvaged the launch, but drove engagement 30% higher than projected. I thrive in those fast-moving, high-stakes moments where listening, collaboration, and a clear story make the difference between noise and traction. So as you can see, the revised middle section, it's story-based. It has a beginning, middle, and end. It identified a problem, how the candidate solved it, and what the outcome was. This isn't something that you will ever see in the resume. You can see that, okay, drove engagement 30% higher. That could be a great bullet point in the resume. But the context around it, this is how you can use a cover letter to really shine. Finally, let's take a look at a closing section. Thank you for your time and consideration. I look forward to hearing from you. Now let's take a look at the closing paragraph. Thank you for your time and consideration. I look forward to hearing from you. Wow, there's no personality in that original, and it puts all the work on the hiring manager to figure out what's next. So the better version is, I'd love to bring the same mix of creativity and data-driven strategy to NextGen and help your team hit its ambitious growth goals this year. I would welcome a conversation about how I can support your upcoming campaigns. So now that you understand the format and goals for each section of the cover letter, I just want to give you a couple more tips to ensure a standout letter. So a couple of do's. Personalize. I'm stressing this a lot because it requires you to take an extra step sometimes to figure out the hiring manager name, but it's worth it if you can find it. Include measurable accomplishments and proofread carefully. Typos, honestly, they can knock you out of the running because it shows an attention to detail. Okay, here are some don'ts. Don't be overly formal or overly casual. Don't repeat your resume word for word. Don't use cliches like I'm a hard worker, or I think outside the box. Those are things that they hear all the time. Don't include irrelevant details. And now you might need fresh eyes to help you identify those irrelevant details. So it's worth it to have a cover letter buddy that you can go back and forth and read each other's cover letters to help really finesse and polish them. And then don't forget to tailor each letter to the role. To wrap us up, a cover letter is your spark. The lighter fluid to your charcoal, the trailer before the movie. Use it to show not just what you've done, but how you're going to make their life easier, their team stronger, and their goals more achievable. All right, that's it for today. And if you're not yet a paid Moonshot Mentor Substack subscriber and you want more support to stay motivated, feel less alone, and move through your career transition with strategy and purpose, come join my paid Substack community. It's $5 a month and you get exclusive journal prompts, guided meditations, live workshops, and a community of ambitious, purpose-driven professionals. You can sign up at moonshotmentor.substack.com, and you'll also find all of my socials and ways to work with me. A very big thank you to Amanda Kenny for the editing and social media expertise, and to Lauren Deacon, who manages the Moonshot Mentor brand and is an organizational and research genius. And thank you for spending time with me today. I really appreciate you being here, and until next week, keep going after your moonshot.